Hi everyone, Mr. Sheffield here for week 5 of the numeracy for summer term. Um, very quickly before I begin, well done to in Hudson class Theo and Louis, who have been completing as much work as they can and even challenging themselves to do some tricky questions. It's really nice to see that you're not just doing the work we're setting, you're kind of challenging yourself, extending yourself, getting your learning to be that extra step beyond, which is really, really good going. In Rio Grande, every week I have this problem. I literally just don't know who to name. Really impressed with Anaya, with Karis, with Sylvia, with Orson, with James, with David, with Christina, with uh, Max, with everyone who has submitted something. You have been working your socks off this week. I am so proud of you. So super, super well done to all of you on your multiplication, your division, your area perimeter that we've done recently. And before I get into what this week's work is, I'm going to show you where to find this week's work. We had a few questions this week about how do we access the resources. Now, if you go to the White Rose website, you'll find that the resources aren't there anymore. Okay, that's fine because we're going to show you where the resources are. The videos for each of the lessons are still on this website. Okay, so this is the Lyndhurst School website right here. You're going to go to children, you're going to go to year 4. So you're going to find the year 4 page. And we're just going to wait for Lyndhurst Primary School. There we go. Okay, cool. Now, right towards the bottom of the year 4 page, you will see all of the links to the learning. You'll see, excuse me, the link to the White Rose, you'll see the link to Purple Mash and the music and PE and such as. Now, all of your numeracy work is actually here on the left with your literacy work. So here, the literacy work has this little icon next to it. That just means you can open it straight away in the browser. The numeracy doesn't have that icon there because it's actually a collection of different sheets. Okay, so if I clicked on this is this last current week. I'm recording this last week for you to watch, but it's this week for me right now. Okay, now if I open this, you will find the all the worksheets and all the answers are packaged together in one sort of helpful package. So by the time you watch this video, there'll be another section up here with another numeracy labeled the 18th of the 5th, 2020, and that will have all of these worksheets that I'm going to show you. Right, so this week is a bit of a recap of tenths and hundredths. We did this 3 weeks ago in terms of our decimals and fraction relations. We did some tenths and some hundredths of decimals and some tenths and hundredths of fractions. Now, this is a bit of a recap here. Slightly trickier. We've got the tenths and the hundredths are not nicely in neat rows, so it's just showing you that tenths and hundredths can be represented in lots of different ways. When you're doing your part-whole models, you might have to think about converting some of your tenths into hundredths or your hundredths into tenths to be able to do this whole part-whole model here. For example, 2 tenths, give you a clue, is actually the same as 20 hundredths. And now if I've got 23 hundredths up here, I've got 20 hundredths down here, then suddenly that becomes a lot easier. Okay, so we're going to start off with just a recap of your tenths and hundredths. We're going to start moving on to then, in lesson 2 and lesson 3, equivalent fractions. So two different fractions, two fractions that look different, but actually mean the same thing. So here, for example, 1/2 and 3/6 are the same amount. Okay, here's a block here. It's been divided equally into 2 equal parts because the denominator means how many equal parts it's divided into. I know that both Hudson and Rio Grande know that phrase. That should be buried into their mind. It should be absolutely, denominator means how many equal parts it's divided into. So, the denominator here is 2. I divided my shape equally into 2 equal parts. The denominator here is 6, which means we've divided our shape into 6 equal parts. But you might notice that 1/2 is the same as 3/6 here. If I had 1/2 of a chocolate bar and 3/6 of the chocolate bar, I have the same amount of chocolate bar. If I have a half a pizza and 3/6 of a pizza, I have the same amount of pizza. Okay, so it's all about finding different different fractions that mean the same thing. So you've got some true or false, you've got some fraction rules to use, and these fraction rules will actually come in really useful for lesson 3. Lesson 3 is starting to recognize number patterns, starting to think about, well, could 1/4 and 3/21 be the same fraction? Could 10/15 and 3/12 be the same fraction? Why or why not? Have a think very carefully, looking at the denominators of these, looking at the denominators of these. There's a couple of patterns that you can look for. Again, watch all the videos in the white rows. They will help you out massively. Last lesson, though, is about fractions that are greater than 1. We've touched on this briefly in school. These are called improper fractions, and these are where the numerator is bigger than the denominator. So here, for example, there are 7/5 altogether, 7/5. But that actually looks like this. We've got 5/5, which is a whole, and we need 2 more fifths as well. So altogether, we've got 7/5, we've got 1 whole, we've got 2 fifths. Okay, so again, having a look through and finding what these improper fractions mean, what they look like, and how to deal with them. Okay, again, I am super, super, super proud of each and every single one of you who is watching this video right now. You are doing an amazing job. Please keep it up. Don't forget to submit your work to the home learning folders in your class page. So each of you will have your own home learning folder where you can upload your work. You'll find another challenge question in the Rio Grande and in the Hudson home learning folders as well for you. I cannot wait to see what you guys do. Please keep up your amazing, amazing work. Stay safe, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.